We are getting ready to drive up to the top of Paulina Peak. This area is all part of the Newberry volcanic area where there's a mountain peak, glass flows, 2 lakes, and many other features here. Only ones in this big parking lot.
Newberry National Volcanic Monument.
On the way up, we go through a lot of different forest areas. Some where they have done some selective logging, like here, and others where they've thinned it quite a bit, and some other where it has burned by forest fires. The Cascade Mountains with some smoke. It looks like there's a forest fire up straight ahead there. The scenery would have been very nice today had it not been for those pesky forest fires smoking the place all up. We can see out over a vast area of the Cascades, and some of the peaks are slightly visible through the smoke. One of them is the Three Sisters. Down below us, we can see the 2 lakes down there, East Lake and Paulina Lake. They're volcanic lakes where the crater is filled with water, and they're quite nice for fishing and swimming and boating. They're very popular lakes. Down below us, we can see the Big Obsidian Flow, which is volcanic glass, and it's a mountain of volcanic glass or obsidian down below. The obsidian was very well known and very heavily used by the Native American tribes. They'd go there and make what they'd call blanks with this obsidian. They're shaped kind of like an arrowhead or the tool they'd want, only they're not completely finished. That way they could carry it back to their camp and they wouldn't have to carry big boulders back. There's East Lake, right straight ahead, and Paulina Lake is right over here. And there's just a little ridge separates them.
It says, enjoy the panoramic views of Newberry Caldera. Walk down this 3/4 mile self-guided nature trail and see the challenges faced by white bark pine. There are 8 interpretive signs on this short hilly trail. There's a trail that goes around. National Volcanic Monument. Subalpine forests are unique because they include a large population of white bark pine. This remarkable 5-needled pine survives at the highest elevations and is very important to western North America's mountain ecosystems. White bark pine forests are dying at alarming rates. Losing more would be an ecological tragedy across their entire western range. How can we save this species before they disappear from the Oregon Cascades? We'll take a picture of
this is a white bark pine, and the way you tell it, there's little bundles with needles in it, and the white bark have 5 needles in each little bundle.
Somebody might want to read this sign.
Okay. There's the divide between East Lake, and that's East Lake there, and Paulina Lake down here. Right in front of me are 2 different types of pine. The white pine is one of them, and the other may be ponderosa. There's the 5 bundles of needles on the white bark pine. 5 needles in a bundle.
I got that and that and that.
And there is the obsidian flow. Apparently there's a dead white bark pine. There is a hot springs over on the other side of Paulina Lake, but my assessment of that is it isn't worth the hike. There's a warning sign here warning you of the upcoming road, which is a little rough and steep.
That's a dead tree there.
There's white bark pine.
There's a down tree.
There's probably white bark pine.
There's one that's going to be going down.
There's another one.
Wow, that one is really dead. Yes. He's going to be falling over any time. Yes.
That must be a white bark pine. Okay. The trees really grow strange shapes. You could probably. The white bark pine grow in very strange and unusual shapes, and I don't know what the reason is for them dying. I guess it's environmental problems. It looks like the fate of a lot of the white bark pine.
These are going down any time. Look at these.
They're white bark pine, really?
Oh, there's a great big one right here. Look at this one. Wow. That one's had better days. Gee.
Let's get a picture of this one. The character.
Look at the moss on this one. Look at it.
Apparently at one time these trees grew well up here, but now it looks like it may be getting close to the end of them.
Here's one that's down.
With all the twisted, crazy grain, because they have a hard time surviving up here. So they grow in all kinds of different shapes.
That one's coiled all up. And then this one here, it's going down. There's 3 of them right there together with moss all over them. Here's one that is really dead with moss on it.
A lot of character to it.
Here's one that's down. Oh, look at back there. There's a big one that's down.
There's some big lava outcroppings.
Oh, there, that one's a bad looking one. Boy, there's a lot of dead trees in here.
Paulina Peak is 7,984 feet. It's high enough to give you a great view of all the surrounding area and the Cascade Mountains as well, and a different growth zone up here on the top. It was pushed up here by the volcano when this mountain erupted. Paulina Peak erupted in about 690 AD and has had a few more small eruptions since then. There are numerous campgrounds here with lots of picnic tables and sites right in this area. Down next to the lakes, there are numerous campgrounds and even resorts where thousands of tourists are during the summer, but this time of year, there's hardly anyone there. This is the off-season here, so there's no longer the sounds of laughing and people talking. It's just the wind whistling through the pine trees at Lake Shore. Both East and Paulina Lake are very good fishing, with a few species of trout and the little landlocked salmon called the kokanee, which are quite plentiful in both lakes. The campsites have a picnic table and a fire ring and a place to park, and that's about all they provide here. And there's Paulina Peak, and I can see the Obsidian Flow right from here. This lower level here is Obsidian. Take a look at it. There's a large parking lot here just under the Big Obsidian Flow. Big obsidian boulders lining the parking lot area. Dogs not recommended. Sharp volcanic glass. Wow, that volcanic glass sure shines.
So what kind of critter is this little guy? Watch, I got a picture.
Let's see him. Looks to be a golden mantle ground squirrel. Some huge blocks of obsidian and then just regular cliffs of it up above us. A jillion chips right here. This may be where Native Americans came and got their obsidian to make tools with, and sometimes they just make blanks at a place like this. That'd be a whole lot easier than hauling a rock back. They just take the blank back. It's ready to make an arrowhead out of. Just an absolute mountain of obsidian here. Some giant boulders of obsidian. And then a bunch of it has rolled down in this valley, and a mountain of obsidian. A big flow. Yeah. These metal steps where she's going up, I see some of them are bent. Must be a boulder roll down there and bent them. She said that Lava Cast Forest is closed.
Oh, it is?
And the cave. Marge is getting a little warm and taking her sweater off. And this is an incredible flow here. There are information signs here and a little place to stand and sit and look. A little rock shelter you can go in and hide from rattlesnakes. There's some low-grade obsidian right here, and then some higher grade right there in the big boulder. Ready to go.
A glass menagerie. Flow facts. Age: 1,300 years. Central Oregon's most recent eruption. Length: 1.0 miles. Area: 1.1 square miles. 640 football fields or 400 soccer fields. Thickness: average of 150 feet. Height of a 17-story building. Flow surface: about 10% obsidian and 90% pumice. Frothy obsidian. Rock type: a glassy variety of rhyolite. Rhyolite is a volcanic rock with at least 72% silica. Why is everything glass, whether natural or synthetic? The primary ingredient is glass is silica, silicon dioxide. The obsidian and pumice of this lava flow contain about 73% silica, like most window glass does. In a hot, molten state, silica's atoms tend to stick together and create webs of molecules that slow down the movement of all atoms. The surface of this lava flow cooled off before its atoms had time to organize into crystals. So we are left with glass instead.
Okay, what does it say about crystals?
It just has here crystals versus glass. Disorganized atoms in glass and obsidian. Then it's got obsidian, solid glass with some bubbles, new bubbles. Pumice, frothy glass with small bubbles, nearly white pumice. Then pumice, frothy glass with big bubbles, medium to dark gray pumice. And why is obsidian black? Like a drop of black ink in a glass of clear water. Tiny magnetite crystals, non-oxide, give obsidian a black tint.
Then when you get down the steps, there's a nice paved trail. Leads you the short distance to the car. There's a neat burl on that pine tree. And apparently that's a forest fire over there, consuming a lot of our beautiful forests.